This one is particularly hard because I recently had someone come to me and they've lost their loved one, and they're really suffering from grief. I don't want to jump into PGD and all about it because this is kind of raw. This episode is kind of raw because I understand how hard grief can be, and even recently, my wife and I lost someone really special to us that really turned my world upside down dramatically. So I know how it feels from real experience, not from theory. As I've mentioned many times as well, even in all the academic research that I do. Experience trumps theory every time. It does. It really does. And so I understand that when one is grieving, they can feel so lost. Grief, and I'm talking about not grief in normal type of living where we might grieve a divorce, or we might grieve losing a job or something. I'm talking about the grief that really incapacitates you, of losing someone so close to you, really close to you, that you find your whole world is kind of upside down and you can't go on. People have come to me and they've said they want to die, they want to cross over, and some people have really considered it. And luckily I've managed to work with them and kind of, because I do a lot of grief coaching as well, not just giving readings and sittings to people, but I work with people for 6 months to a year, even longer, and there's times where it's been so bad that if they hadn't have reached out for the need to reach out, then drastic things can happen. But all the time I get asked this, what happens if I take my own life and I cross over? And I recently had it where someone's suffering grief so much from losing a loved one that they really are considering going down that route. But the problem is that people get so much conflicting information out there on the internet, and even with the research, and it's quite dangerous, and it's quite dangerous to people's health. Not from mental health point of view, but even just physically, it could cause someone to take that decision, maybe to go over. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what happens if you do that. And maybe after I've actually explained this, you'll realize that it's not the answer and it's not the way. Because no matter what someone has told you and given you a false sense of security to say that you're going to be with your loved one if you cross over, I'm sorry to say that's just not true, right? So if any of you are out there that are suffering so badly that you think that I'm just going to take my own life because I want to be with my loved one, I'm sorry, but that's not gonna work, and you won't be. And it's hard for me to say that because I know that's not what you want to hear, but I'm going to tell you the truth.